What's goody YTBC? What's good fight fans, boxing heads around the world? B Marsh with another boxing video. So I'm about to get into this fights we didn't get to see series, you know what I mean? I think it's been a little while since I done one of these videos, you know? Um so today we're gonna speak about this man they call Roberto Hands of Stone Duran, Manos de Piedra. Okay? And his opponent we're gonna look at a fight that we didn't get to see would be the one and only Aaron the Hawk Pryor from Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay. Now, in my opinion, this was a fight that should have happened, man. This is a fight that we didn't get to see in boxing history, and I believe we should have got this fight. You know what I'm saying? This was a fight that probably should have happened. I'd say circa 1980. 1980. Yeah, let's say circa 1980. Okay. And this particular fight right here, man, like I said, it should have happened. Um the man what's his name? Roberto Duran, man, he had a great record at lightweight, man. You know what I'm saying? I think his last fight in 1978, the man Duran was the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. I believe he had the WBA and the WBC. He already had the WBC when he beat Ken Buchanan years before 1978. But in 1978 he finally unified when he fought against what you call it? When he fought against Esteban de Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Esteban de Jesus, okay? And that was the third time he fought him. And he unified, you know what I mean? He unified the belts. And I believe, like I said, that was in 1978, okay? So between 1978 and 79, the man Roberto Duran did not have a title, all right? So after he unified the title in 1978, his next title fight was this fight right here we looking at. 1980, I believe June 1980, when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, okay? Sugar Ray Leonard, of course, was a WBC 147-pound champion, okay? A welterweight. A belt he got off of Wilfredo Benitez, all right? Now, I don't know if you guys saw the movie, the Roberto Duran movie, Hands of Stone, but when I saw the movie, basically Duran's lady in the movie was, she was basically egging the man on, like, what are you doing with your career, man? Duran's like, man, I'm the best, man. I'm good, man. I done beat up everybody who I fought, you know what I mean? I think he had only one loss in the 70s. I think by the time 1980 hit, Duran was like 69-1, maybe 70-1. So he was dominant throughout that whole decade. He only had one loss, and he avenged that loss. He beat the man, the Jesus twice. You check it? Now, yeah, his lady in the movie basically showed him a Ring magazine, alright, and told him, man, you ain't doing nothing with your career unless you go and beat this guy. And who was on the cover of that Ring magazine, or was it a Sports Illustrated she showed him? It was the one and only Sugar Ray Leonard from Palmer Park, Maryland, and also Washington, D.C. You check it? You know what I'm saying? And he was the biggest money maker in boxing at the time. This is after Muhammad Ali had, now the next big superstar in boxing was Sugar Ray Leonard. I was a kid in the 80s, man. I remember in about like 85, 85, 80. I remember them 7-Up commercials the man Sugar Ray Leonard would have with his son. So obviously the man was a big deal, okay? So the man Roberto Duran, basically the way they showed it in the movie, I wasn't there with Duran in 1978 through 79, know what was going on. I wasn't even born, but basically the way they showed it in the movie, like his lady man, they told the man, you ain't beating up nobody until you go up there and fight this guy. Now the 140 division at the time when he did step up, the champion was a guy by the name of Antonio Cervantes. Okay, Antonio Cervantes is one of the best 140 pounders ever, one of the best junior welterweights ever. You know what I mean? Where was he from? Was he from Panama or something? I know he was based out of Mexico. Antonio Cervantes. You know what I'm saying? He was a guy based in Mexico, but if I'm mistaken, he was Panamanian or maybe Venezuelan. If somebody knows in the comment section, remind me. Okay? So he was the champ around 78, 79 at 140, Antonio Cervantes. And the man Aaron Pryor, that's who he became a champion off of. Antonio Cervantes. You check it? That's who he beat. You know what I'm saying? That's who he beat to become a 140-pound champion. Get that WBA title, you know what I'm saying? Now, the man, Aaron the Hawk Pryor, really and truly, he hadn't really fought quality opponents up until Antonio Cervantes. You check it? He really didn't. I'm going to be honest. I don't know too many of these guys on his resume. You know what I'm saying? Aaron the Hawk Pryor is a great fighter. The man did his thing. One of the best 140 pounders ever, too. You know what I'm saying? But, excuse me. Aaron the Hawk Pryor became a champion in 1980. That's when he beat Antonio Cervantes, okay? And that's the same year that the man, Roberto Duran, that's the same year Roberto Duran went up to beat Sugar Ray Leonard in 1980. Like I said, I believe it was in June when he went up to beat Sugar Ray Leonard. And this man over here, he beat Antonio Cervantes in September, or was it August? I think it was of August of 1980. All right. So basically, Aaron Pryor wasn't a champion when the man Roberto Duran went up to beat Sugar Ray Leonard. But this is a fight that we didn't get to see, and we're gonna try to find basically a place for them to fight. And like I said, circa 1980, somewhere in between, they could have made that fight happen. But like I said, the man Roberto Duran, Aaron Pryor wasn't on his radar. He hadn't beat anybody up until he beat Antonio Cervantes, okay? And the man Roberto Duran, who is he gonna fight? Is he gonna fight the nobody? Look how this man Aaron Pryor ran out there to fight this guy, and he's about to overwhelm him. Like he did everybody, he did. If I'm mistaken, Cervantes even dropped him in this fight when he was being too over aggressive. We just go look at the film while I speak. All right, now the man Cervantes, like I said, what would Duran rather do? Should he fight this nobody, Aaron Pryor at the time, who hadn't beat nobody, or should he go fight the money man in boxing? I mean, it's quite clear, man. Boxing is a business, it's a sports entertainment. So it's obvious what the man did, you know what I'm saying? He went to fight the number one guy, and that's when Duran was number one pound for pound on the planet them times, you know what I mean? You check it. Them fellas went up there to beat Sugar Ray Leonard, who at that time was probably considered number one, maybe number two pound for pound on the planet. Duran went in to get that money, all right? And the man, it's basically like when fellas was saying Floyd was ducking Paul Williams and Antonio Margarito when there's a fight with Oscar De La Hoya in a class above where he got to challenge himself with worth a lot of money. What's he supposed to do? Fight these guys that nobody knows, high risk, low reward type of guys, or fight the high risk, high reward guy and solidify your legacy? Okay? So basically, that's the junction where I think they should have fought, man. Now let's get into styles and what would have happened and keys to victory, man. In my opinion, the man Aaron Pryor, like I said, hadn't fought really too many live bodies up until Antonio Cervantes, a great legend who he beat over here. Okay, don't ever get it confused. All right. Well, as the man Roberto Duran, man, this guy had faced numerous styles, sluggers, pure boxers, boxer punchers, swarmers. He'd fought all kind of styles, and to me, I think the man, what's his name? I'm sorry, Roberto Duran was definitely. I think he was definitely a more polished fighter than what's his name? Than Aaron Pryor. You know what I'm saying? I think he was better fundamentally sound. I think Duran was a great. He had good defense, good head movement, and he was a great. Oh, there goes. Aaron Pryor got dropped, and look how quick he got up. Look at him winding his hand. This guy was a character, man. I loved Aaron Pryor. All right, now, like I said, the man Duran was definitely a better fundamentally sound fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think he was a better counterpuncher than Aaron Pryor. I think he was just a better technician. You know what I'm saying? A guy who could a guy who could do it all, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You check it, and the man Aaron Pryor, this guy was an aggressive, come forward fighter. I think his only attribute that he had better than Duran at that time um, was his work rate. You know what I'm saying? The man, Duran was a natural lightweight. But they were pretty much about the same size, 5'6.5", and was Pryor, and the man Duran was 5'7.5". You know what I mean? So he was basically an inch taller. The man Aaron Pryor was more tough, aggressive guy. You know what I mean? And the man Duran was a kind of guy who was basically had the same mentality as Aaron Pryor, but fought different. Wasn't all about that high work rate like Aaron Pryor. You know, you know, and I think the man Duran was more of a guy who, he also had that savagery in him, just like this guy. You know what I mean? Aaron Pryor. Okay. Now I think, in my opinion, I just think the man Roberto Duran was just a fundamentally better fighter. You know what I'm saying? Overall, I think he brought more tools to the table. He was a good fighter also on his back foot or even come forward. This guy was a good counter puncher. You know what I'm saying? He could punch from all kind of angles. You know what I mean? You check it. This man, and I think, he had a great trainer in Ray Arcel. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? While the man, this guy had Panama Lewis in his corner, I'd probably take Ray Arcel's experience in the corner than Panama Lewis. You know what I mean? You check it. And, the man, some people would say that, oh, the man Aaron Pryor would knock him out. But I don't believe that. The man, Roberto Duran, a career lightweight, he's gone the distance with guys like Marvin Hagler. You know what I'm saying? One of the best middleweights ever. You know what I mean? You check it. And he lost a close fight. You know what I'm saying? He had a good effort against Hagler. He was a guy who went up and beat up, what's his name? Iran Barkley. Big, full-fledged middleweight. And, he was coming up from the lightweights. You know what I'm saying? Now, you see, I think the man, Roberto Duran, definitely was a better fighter, you know what I mean? And I think this fight would definitely go the distance. You check it. Nobody would get knocked out, But you never know, man. I've seen Aaron Pryor, but, I'm not, what's the guy? Billy Joe Young. The guy who beat him, his only career loss. He knocked him down. But I think the man, Roberto Duran, would definitely win the fight, man. He'd keep a tight defense. I mean, the man beat a pure boxer puncher here in Sugar Ray Leonard in 1980. Pryor had given Sugar Ray Leonard work in sparring sessions. That's why this guy didn't really want to fight him. But I think Roberto Duran would win this fight. Probably I probably have it winning 7-5, unanimous decision. Let me know in the comment section who you think will win this fight. All right, B Marsh Boxing. Peace.